here you'll notice it's approximately 300 grams of praline total, little bit over. So it's about 150 grams that I put on each level, roughly, give or take. You don't want to add much more than that, because then the praline will start to seep out and it starts to go all over the oven and stuff like that. So you need to, when I spread it out, you'll notice I don't spread it quite to the edge and you think, oh, it's missing loads of brioche. Actually, it's beneficial later on for the cleanliness of your oven, but also for the shaping as well. So as I said earlier, I'll go into the praline making a bit more at the end when we're baking some of the products. It's a very simple praline. I'm a baker, so anything pastry is simple on my end. But essentially, most pralines are, you want half the quantity of sugar to nuts. You want to roast the nuts and caramelize your sugar, and then you blitz them all together. You can do this with pretty much any nut whatsoever on the market, but it's quite important to roast them. Again, I'll go into that later, but you need to dry out the nut. So in goes the praline in the middle. And then we're going to start to spread it out. So the other beauty of having a cold brioche is it starts to set a little bit, the praline, which will then help us later on with the shaping as well. So you'll notice, again, same method. I rotate gently so that I have an equal spreading everywhere. A nice little coating. And then I leave a nice gap of a good 2 centimeters around the edge, so when I put the next brioche on, I've got something to stick it with. Then I'm going to take just some water and a pastry brush, dampen the edge. This is just going to make it stick. So whenever you're taking brioche or dough off baking paper, it's easier to peel the paper off the dough than the dough off the paper. If you peel the dough off the paper, you're going to start to stretch the dough and manipulate it in the wrong direction. Whereas if you peel the paper off, it should peel off nice and easily. And then you keep your dough intact. So then you just line up this piece of brioche with the other one, slowly drape it over the first piece, adjust it into position. Again, it's good because the praline's been set a little bit by the cold brioche, and just push around the edge, closing the brioche in place, and we can go on to our next layer. So again, another 150 grams of praline. So another thing to mention as well, which I'll go over again later when I make the praline, is we blitz our praline into a paste, but as soon as it arrives at paste, we stop. Because we're making it in, it's not for a filling, it's not to mix into a pastry cream.